This will be the tutorial for third grade, course D, lesson number 7, build a Star Wars game. Go ahead and click on number 1. So this lesson will use all the skills that you have learned and practiced up to now concerning sprites. So I'm going to go ahead and play this.
Senior creative producer here at Walt Disney Imagineering. I'm responsible for leading teams that actually produce the attractions that our guests get to experience. So we are always looking for ways that we can improve and make a better experience for our guests, and technology is at the heart of that. Now that you've learned the basics of programming, we're going to go back in time to build your own game, starring R2D2 and C3PO. To make a game, we need to learn about something that game programmers use every day. They're called events. Events tell your program to listen or wait for when something happens. And then when it does, it performs an action. Some examples of events are listening for a mouse click, an arrow button, or a tap on the screen. Here, we're going to make R2D2 move up to deliver a message to a Rebel pilot, and then move down to the other Rebel pilot. We'll use events to make him move when the player uses the up-down arrow keys or the up-down buttons. We use the when up event block and attach the go up block to it. When the player presses the up arrow key, the code attached to the when up block is run. And we'll do the same thing to make R2D2 move down. Now, instead of writing all of the code to control our droid in advance, we can let R2D2 react to button press events that move him around the screen. Step by step, your game is getting more interactive.
Don't forget to click continue at the bottom of the screen, turns the bubble green, and moves you on to the next puzzle. So again, you're going to go ahead and practice using all the skills that you've done with the previous 2 units in creating your own Star Wars game. Go ahead and click there. So we have a green event block that says when up arrow, and it's referring to this up arrow or the button on your keyboard that is pointing up. Well, we would want him to move up. So grab this one and make sure that it's on there. Notice that both of them say the word up. And do the same with this one that says when down arrow, well, move droid down. But I'm going to prove to you that these are important, because if I don't connect them, then this one, the one going up, will work, but the one that's going down will not work. Let me show you. If I click run and then press this button, he does in fact move that direction. But if I press down, it doesn't do anything. So make sure that you do connect the correct one to its corresponding one. So move him, have him go talk to the first pilot, and then have him go talk to the other pilot. Click continue when you're ready. Here is puzzle number 3. And we have the same buttons, the same events that we did a moment ago, but now we have a left and a right. So when we are done here, you will have a functioning droid that can go in any direction that you want him to go. Your job is just to make sure that the correct blue one gets attached to the correct event block. This one says when up, so move droid up. This one says down, so move droid down. This one says left, so make droid move left. And this one says right, so make droid move right. Now that you've done all 4 of these, all 4 of these direction buttons will work, and your job is to make him move and talk to each of the pilots. And you are welcome to click on these or click on the arrow buttons on your keyboard. Click continue. And here comes puzzle number 4. It says we have hidden the code you wrote, but you can still use the arrow keys. What they are referring to is that all of the events that we created for puzzle number 3 are still working even though you can't see them. So each of these direction buttons will work. Here it says it's your game, so you choose the sounds now. Try the drop down to pick a different sound. The directions in the puzzle say reach the rebel pilots. Let's add points. Add points when R2D2 gets each rebel pilot. Get 900 points to win. So as it is right now, there is one blue block that says play R2D2 random sound, or you can choose from these. I like random, but you can choose, you can go ahead and try each of them out, and when you determine which one you like, you can change the sound if you want. However, they also wanted you to make it so that if he does in fact talk to one of the pilots, you should score some points. For example, if I add this, that's 100 points for each pilot that he talks to. Like this. There's 100 points, another 100 points, and another 100 points. However, that is only a total of 300, where they wanted you to make it so that he would get 900. So let's add more, like this. So he will get a total of 300 points for each pilot that he talks to. Let's like this. There's 300, another 300, and a total of 900. Click continue. Here is puzzle number 5. The directions say watch out for the stormtroopers. Add 100 points when R2D2 gets a rebel pilot. Same thing. We're going to make him score 100 points for each of the pilots that he talks to. But you're going to remove 100 points when he gets a stormtrooper. Now, when you run this program, these stormtroopers will actually start walking forward, and if they touch R2D2, you're going to write a program so that you lose 100 points. The directions also say get 200 points to pass the puzzle. So can you do this in such a way that he will get 100 points for touching that pilot, 100 points for touching that pilot, and lose 100 points if the stormtroopers touch you? Now, they also give you a hint. You can use the Mynock to make it easier. The Mynock, of course, is this bird at the bottom of the screen here. And you can also write a program so that if you touch the Mynock, you can score some points as well. Let's try it without the Mynock first. So when get rebel pilot, we want to add 100 points. When get stormtrooper, we're going to remove 100 points. Now, to make this game easier for myself, I'm not going to use these arrow buttons. I'm going to use the arrow buttons on my keyboard. Let's see if I can do this without letting the stormtroopers touch me. Okay, they're moving around. I'm trying to avoid them. There's the nope, missed them. First one. Can I do it without getting touched by the stormtroopers? And I did. So I got 200 points at that point. However, that you saw how long it took. That was a little bit tricky, especially since everybody was moving around. The program did give you a recommendation that you can make it easier on yourself by adding this. When get Mynock, that bird, we can also get 100 points when we touch the bird. So that would definitely make it easier if I didn't have to worry too much about the stormtroopers and maybe just one of the pilots. Okay. That was a little bit easier. You guys will probably have a little bit of a better time. Let's go ahead and click continue. We're going to go to puzzle number 6, and this will be the last one of this tutorial. The directions say, I'm seeing signs of increased activity on this planet. Add 3 puffer pigs to the planet, then go get them. So we're going to move this out of the way because I need more space right here. Now it says add a puffer pig, which means that if I click run, 1 puffer pig shows up. But the instructions say add 3 puffer pigs. So let's add more. There's 2 and there's 3. So this time when I click run, there should be 3 of them on the screen. And then go get them. Your arrow buttons are working perfectly fine. Just go ahead and make sure that you get all 3 of them. Got them. Very easy. Let's go ahead and stop right here. Make sure that all the bubbles are green from 1 to 6, and you can close code.